Hey everybody, how's it going? We're here with the timeless reading. Welcome. The first card that we have out is Three of Cups and the Tower. Okay, this is looking like to have the Three of Cups and to have the Tower, there can be something socially that's happening that you were not expecting to happen. This can be something that happens at an event. You can unexpectedly be bumping into someone. Something can happen where there's a group of people that was not planned by like everyone, or like everyone was not aware of this thing happening. I am also seeing the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. This feels like socially something that's happening. This can even be like Tower, Mars. This can mean you're hanging out with somebody and you get into a fight with them. This can be an unexpected argument that happens. It doesn't have to be an argument though. I want to see who else is coming out, and that'll sort of give the theme for what Mars is doing here. But it can feel like something that was, you got flipped upside down. Because Three of Cups is like, oh, everybody's here and we're all talking to one another and we're chatting or we're connecting over this thing. And so Three of Cups is seen as being like more relaxing or more just, it's kind of a vibe. Having the Tower is like lightning strikes and it knocks something over. It can feel like a moment when something that was just, this wasn't part of the plan, or this wasn't part of the party, or I wasn't expecting this to happen when we were hanging out, something like that happening. Now, having King of Cups after feels like, how do you remain maybe composed? Because Tower can be this very chaotic thing that's happening, this thing that kind of like, just unexpectedly pops up in your face, and now it's here, and now this is happening, so how are we going to deal with this? King of Cups is the part of you that's going to be able to tap into like your calm center. So this means don't be reactive to this energy. Try as best you can to ground yourself. Like remain calm. Or if you're not feeling centered or if you're not feeling grounded, find something that's going to help anchor you. Oh, I am seeing Nine of Cups, though. Nine of Cups and the High Priestess. Nine of Cups is about what you want. King of Cups, I'm seeing you sort of sitting on your throne. King of Cups is the part of you where you know what's important to you, you know what matters to you, you know what you're connected to. Nine of Cups feels like this thing opening up in front of you, and it's like, what do you want from here? And I'm seeing you in a position where you sort of, I don't know how this happens, and it wasn't expected for this to happen, but now you get to pick what you want. This can be something startling that happens emotionally. This can also mean too that someone takes action unexpectedly based off of how they're feeling, and this also means too that something where there's emotional involvement, it can become escalated in some way, or a situation can. That means if something wasn't really moving or something wasn't really happening, something ends up happening then. Like the situation then ends up progressing. So this is not a stuck energy. This is an energy of movement here. So if I'm going to say that you're the King of Cups here. If you are the King of Cups, I'm seeing you be like sitting on your throne. And again, you have something come in front of you, and it like, in the movies when a person is like signing up to be a spy and they're going to go on a mission, and the guy like opens up the coat and he has all the different things that the person can pick from. I'm seeing a moment like that where you're sitting there like on your little throne, and somebody's coming through and presenting you with like all of this different stuff that they have, and they're like, what of this do you want here? Like you can pick what you want. And having High Priestess feels like the part of you that's going to like really tune in and be like, what is going to be useful to me, or like what am I really gravitating towards, and like that is the tool that I'm going to use. Or Nine of Cups ultimately is connected with something like more spiritually or emotionally in tune and connected with you and where you are. So this is something that you want to make sure that it feels like a choice that counts. And right now you get to have a preference because you have a lot of options and you get to do what you want. The Lovers are here. Yeah, some of you, you're going to be bumping into someone unexpectedly, or having an unexpected conversation, or something going on with someone that was not going on before. Like you get access that you didn't have before. This looks like a one-on-one connection. But it may go from being more people to then just being you and this other person with the Lovers. Like Three of Cups to the Lovers. But this would be something that kind of comes out of nowhere. You didn't expect this to happen. But Mars is like, okay, this is happening now. But you could have not, that was not forecasted before. Yeah, for some of you, this is someone that you were not talking to. I'm seeing Hermit on the bottom of the deck. This can mean like you did not have contact with someone, or that you guys were like not speaking to one another. But now you can be, if you want. I'm seeing it look like a new chapter that you can have. You have to ask yourself if that's really something that you want, though. Yeah, this feels like the type of tower that like something sort of it presents itself to you that wasn't really there before. It's like an option is now available. As I said before with the Nine of Cups, it feels like this moment where something is rolled out in front of you and it's like, out of all of these things, what is the thing that you want to go for? And having King of Cups, this is going to be a decision of the heart that you make, or a decision of the soul or the spirit that you make here. And you really want to tune in, because High Priestess is the part of you that is like wise beyond your years, that will really give you good guidance here about this and about what and who you're supposed to be connected with, like what's really part of your path, and also what's just a distraction, what's not. But you kind of have to make a decision like somewhat quickly for some of you with Mars here, because Mars means like have to act fast. This can be something that very quickly presents itself to you, where it was like you did not see this coming at all, and it sort of comes out of nowhere, can be the feeling. And then it throws you into this arena where you have to decide something based off of how you're feeling and tune in. This is going to come down to what you want. And you get to choose. It's like if you have 9 different birthday cakes in front of you, you get to pick whichever one of those you want. So what do you want? I do see you be initially a bit thrown off, but that's why you need to ground your energy. It's going to be important. This feels like the type of decision that will impact you later, will impact you. The decision that you make now, it will unfold. And so this isn't just like a decision now and then it's over and then I never see the consequences of this. This is the type of decision that you do something now with the Emperor, and that may be why the pressure is here, because this is going to be a lasting decision that ends up being made. I wonder too, like some of you, there can be somebody that wants to get together with you, there can be somebody that wants to hang out with you, and for some of you too, this can be a challenge that happens that's connected with an already standing relationship, and it feels like an option or options that you did not have before, you now have. So more comes into the arena. Before you were like doing your thing with what you had, now something else is added, and it feels like that really complicates the situation. Having the Lovers and having the Chariot shows that a choice is going to be made, and that the Tower will be worked through, the Tower will be moved through. So this thing that's like thrown in and you have to figure out what to do with it, you do end up figuring out what to do with it. Relationship coming up, having to figure out what to do with this, sort of like you and this person, you have to fulfill some type of quest. You guys end up doing that. Then there's concern about what's to come and what's going to happen. But then I'm seeing you do what you need to do to sort of center yourself. Maybe you need to think about something too, because I'm seeing Four of Swords come out, and that's you needing to make sure that you're in a place where you're thinking clearly. And I'm seeing Justice, which is just reiterating that, making sure that your heart and your mind are balanced with whatever you're doing moving forward. So you feel like you're not in conflict about what to do here. And then I'm seeing you can be sending a message, you can be communicating something, you can be saying what your final decision is. Keep in mind, what you do now, it will impact you later down the line. This is something that's going to unfold. This will be a lasting choice. This will be a lasting decision. It does feel like this determines something big for you. Something is unveiled. It does look like there's going to be a moving on from something that you can look at and feel like it was not the truth for you. And could have even been some type of tendency that you had, but was coming from a place that was maybe where you weren't showing up fully within your life. After the fact, I'm seeing that you're going to be reviewing and sort of thinking about things. Okay, there could have also been some type of disgruntled disagreement between what you believe and maybe what another person believes, or like where you stand and maybe where another person stands. Something like that can be involved in the theme. I am seeing Six of Wands ultimately though, so things are really going to work out. Okay, seeing Emperor on the bottom of the deck, what this means is that you want this decision or the moves that you make, you want it to be well thought out. Think about how this is going to impact you later down the line. It's not just about right now. It's yes about what you're doing right now, but also how that will impact you later on. You have to think about the big picture of your life and what you want. So that means like thinking about something in more long-term terms is better than just thinking about how something will impact you immediately. You want to think about like, how will this impact me later? There may be a difficult choice that needs to be made or moves that need to be made. You may need to do so with discipline and responsibility, but it's about ultimately like being the architect for the life that you want to be laying out for yourself. Because this feels like a moment where you're laying down something that is going to, I'm hearing remarkable, something that's going to be lasting. And so whatever's there is going to feel somewhat permanent within your life. So keep that in mind when you do this. This is not the type of thing to just shrug off here. You really want to do this in a mindful way. And you want to take full responsibility and be accountable for this choice that you're making too with the Emperor, because that's also important. Because this is one of those things where like ultimately you are doing this, you're sort of manning the ship here, and you want to feel solid with what you're doing. It looks like there may be some type of emotional or emotionally involved conversation, or a conversation that involves feelings and also communicating something, like messaging, like to say information, something like that can be involved in this, wanting to like mobilize one's feelings as well. Tower happening, which can be very rambunctious. Make sure that you are grounding so you can sort of anchor the energy so that you don't like topple over one way or the other. Chariot, Nine of Cups means like ultimately you are going to achieve, ultimately you are going to pick that thing that you want. King of Cups, Nine of Swords, there can be anxiety that's associated with what's going to be happening. There can be fear, there can be worry. But as long as you're grounding, you're going to feel solid with what you do moving forward, as solid as you can be. Things coming together, going to work through this. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself, your heart and your mind especially, and don't let anything distract you from really tuning into yourself and really feeling what the right way is for you to move through this. Something going on interpersonally for you, disruptive as far as what was happening routinely before, a relationship of yours, something unexpected, concern about what this means, what's going to happen, but then in that centering and grounding, what you want and what is very apparent to you becomes obvious, and then you know how to move forward and you feel confident moving forward. You may not feel like that immediately. When this thing happens, it feels like I'm shocked because I wasn't expecting this. And then all of that, you know, like your stomach starts rumbling because you didn't think that was going to happen. You know, it's like that, just when something shocks you, you need to recover from it. But in the recovery, like once your nervous system kind of settles down and you can like tune into the part of yourself that's going to be very clear guidance for you within this, then you'll know how to proceed. And I get the sense that this will feel quite obvious for you, because Nine of Cups there, if it was Seven of Cups, this could be something where you're like, I don't know what to do with this. Like my hands are tied and they're full simultaneously and I really don't know what to do. Nine of Cups feels like you look at something and it's very obvious to you what you want here, and so do that. Go based off of that, trust yourself, and you make sure that this is the deep thing that your heart is telling you about, not something superficial. This is like, what do I really want? Like, what is really my like favorite or most ideal thing, or what really is the best option for me? What has that sense of and sentiment of quality that I'm really looking for, where I feel like it's something with substance, and you pick that. Because again, this will be a lasting choice that you make, okay? All right, we are looking at Mars, we are looking at the moon. This can be upheaval emotionally, it can be a surprise emotionally, something that you were not expecting. It can be your heartstrings also being played in a way that you weren't expecting. I'm seeing Gemini and I'm seeing Cancer. And I'm also seeing Aries on the bottom of the deck. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I'd like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.